Hi everyone, my name is Smitha Menon and I'm the culinary editor at QuestionsComments. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about India's most underrated fruit, which is the banana. So I love bananas and I'm from Kerala. I've grown up eating bananas and I basically love anything that's banana flavored. So banoffee pie, banana milkshake, anything really. And naturally, when the lockdown began, those of us who were fortunate enough to be safe at home and sheltered at home started making a lot of banana bread. So I say this because I started getting pictures of people making banana pancakes, banana bread. Literally, the banana was pretty much everywhere. And so inspired by all of the pictures of banana bread on my timeline, basically I started looking up India's relationship with banana. And the deeper I went, I realized that India actually has a very, very intense relationship with the banana. And what's weird is that no one really talks about it. So we talk about the mango and we talk about mango season and we all post pictures of mangoes and we talk about which mango is better, whether it's the Alfonso or the Ratnagiri or all of those things. But beyond maybe two names, no one can really name more than two bananas. And I thought that that's really weird. So I decided to write a piece about it for Condé Nast Traveler, and that sort of struck a chord with a lot of people. So today I'm going to share some of the findings that I have with you about the banana. So when you think about it, the banana is actually a very Indian fruit by nature. As a baby, it's one of the first solid foods that you eat. If you're going to a festival or a wedding or a puja, you encounter the banana in some way or the other. So I'm going to go into I'm going to actually go into the cultural associations with the banana, and this is part one of my chat. So the banana tree is actually considered an avatar of Jupiter. It symbolizes the union of Vishnu and Lakshmi. And in different parts of the country, there are multiple legends around the banana. In Bengal, of course, people believe that Ganesha's mother Parvati created a wife for him using the banana plant. And this is called Kola bow. So during Durga Puja, you're likely to see a banana tree all dressed up in this bridal finery. So in this red, really beautiful bridal finery, and you see the kola bow in pandals across during Durga Puja. In Assam, they actually have a kela called the Bhim kola, which is something that is this really large, gigantic banana. And that basically goes to show and stand for beam, strength, and virility, and all of those things. But it's not just the religious associations that we have with the banana. Bananas are one of our most popular cheap street food snacks. They're healthy, they're nutritious, and there are banana carts practically on every street in India. And they make a great meal, they're affordable, they're filling. I think we've all been there where we're running low on cash. And you're just too lazy to wash the dishes, you don't have too much money, so you pop a few bananas and life is good again. It's a really sort of filling, nutritious meal. And I think the banana somewhere along the way has gotten a bit of a bad rep, because a lot of people believe that eating a banana can make you fat or can cause weight gain, which is completely ludicrous, really. So I've checked this with a lot of nutritionists, and I've actually researched this quite a bit. So according to the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, bananas are a rich source of potassium, vitamin B6, fiber, magnesium, manganese, vitamin C. So all of these great things, all power packed in this one awesome fruit. And in Kerala, actually, people use this banana called the Nendram banana, which is a banana that's native to the Kerala region. And they powder it. So they sun dry it, they powder it, and they turn it into a porridge. And that porridge is used to boost your immunity. It's fed to babies as an alternative to baby formula. So instead of Cerelac, people eat this Nendram banana powder, which is called Nendrakai. But of course, the state of Kerala isn't the only state that eats bananas. We've been eating bananas for a long time. So the banana is primarily a fruit from South and Southeast Asia. What's interesting actually is if you go into botany, the banana is classified as a berry and it's not really called a fruit. And there is no tree of the banana tree. It's actually one big plant that grows into berries and not fruits. But that's sort of in the field of botany, but in common parlance, everyone calls banana fruit and enjoys it, of course. So India is actually the biggest producer of bananas in the world right now. The first records of bananas in India go back to the 3rd century in South Indian ancient texts. So now I'm actually going to go into the second part of my chat, which is the history of the banana. So the second part of my chat. So even Alexander the Great, who's a world traveler, he traveled across the world from Greece to India and all over. He first tasted the banana in India. And when I was researching my piece for Continental Traveler, what really interested me was if bananas are native to South Asia, how did they get to the rest of the world? So there are many theories about this. Some people say that maybe Alexander took them from India to Greece. Some people say that maybe Arab traders took them along with them via their trade routes. But a theory that I found really, really interesting is that we all know the story of Adam and Eve, right? So Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden. They bit into an apple, and of course, the rest is history. But according to a lot of scholars, this apple was probably a banana. So there are some theories that state that the Garden of Eden was possibly in the Persian Gulf. So bananas are more likely to have grown there than apples because apples grow in higher altitudes and cooler climates. And what's interesting is that bananas are referred to throughout history as figs. So in ancient Hebrew, which is the language that is used in the Old Testament in the Bible, the term for forbidden fruit translates to the fig of Eve. So all of these things are really fascinating, and it sort of point to the idea that the apple in the Garden of Eden was maybe probably a banana. So a lot of people, talk about how the banana traveled across the world, but what's really interesting, I found, is what happened when the banana moved from South Asia to the Western shores. So, for example, in America. So the Americans actually hadn't heard of this thing called the banana until the 19th century, which is fairly recent. There were a few entrepreneurs in America who really built a huge market for this product that America had no clue and had never sort of heard of. So the banana actually made a big splash at the Philadelphia Centennial Exhibition in 1876. And people were really curious to try out this weird tasting fruit. And soon, they loved it pretty much. Obviously, you love a banana, it's so delicious. So they loved the banana. It was creamy, it was rich, and it was really quite unlike anything that they had ever tried before. So much so that eating a banana became a sort of status symbol. And the banana became a really expensive luxury product, which is pretty crazy when you think about it right now and how cheap a banana is. So of course in America, the banana was growing in its popularity, and these entrepreneurs who had brought the banana from Asia, from Central America, actually at that point, from Central America to the US, suddenly had a problem on their hands. So stocks were running low, demand was high, and they had to sort of catch up with demand really quickly. So it was around this time that a company called United Fruit was formed. The company was formed by a man called Lorenzo Dow Baker. He was a fishing boat captain. And essentially, he capitalized on this banana boom of sorts that was happening in the United States in the 19th century. So he bought, or the company, bought large tracts of land in Guatemala to Colombia, and they started growing the banana crop commercially. And business was great for United Fruit. They were making tons and tons of money by growing the fruit and exporting it to the US and selling it with huge profits. And what became interesting is that this company began to operate fairly similarly to the way the East India Company operated in India, which is, when I say that, I mean that the business, which is United Fruit, started influencing politics in that region. And that's actually how the term Banana Republic came about. So before Banana Republic was a clothing label, it was actually used, it was a term that referred to a politically unstable country that was controlled by foreign capital. So in India, of course, we have about 670 varieties of the banana, both wild and cultivated. And we do all kinds of things with the banana. With this, of course, I'm moving into the third part of my chat, which is number 3. So I'm going to chat a little bit about the recipes that we do and what we do with the banana. Of course, in India, we use all parts of the banana. We use the banana leaf to eat on. In South India, we use the banana leaf to cook and steam things in. We use banana fiber in all kinds of materials, and now more so in clothing, and pretty much everything else. So India really makes full use of the banana as a plant. And in Bengal, actually, what's really interesting is that the banana flour is a very popular ingredient. There's this preparation called the mochar chop, which all my Bengali friends rave about. They're patties that are made of a sweet and spicy banana blossom stuffing. It's a delicacy at a lot of Bengali weddings, and I've heard about this elusive mochar chop, but I've never actually tasted it. So all my Bengali friends who are listening, please, I need to taste this. Please send it to me. And what's actually interesting about the banana flower or the banana blossom is that it tastes nothing like the banana. It smells and it tastes similar to the zucchini flower, and it's also found a lot in South Indian cooking. So in South Indian cooking, we have something called an adai, which is kind of a dosa, and you grind banana flour with tur dal, chana dal, and urad dal, and you make this really tasty, super nutritious breakfast. It's very popular in South India. The banana flour is also a very popular source of protein and of vitamin C, and it aids weight loss because it's high in fiber. It also helps reduce anxiety. It encourages gut bacteria, and it's really rich in anti-aging properties and free radicals. So it's really a sort of superfood, in its entirety. And we use kacha kela and regular kela, of course, in Kerala, in many different ways. The Parsis make something called the tarwana kela, which is a fried kela. In Kerala, of course, we have something called parampuri, which is fried banana fritters. It's sliced long and it's fried in coconut oil, and it's really delicious. And in Mangalore, of course, we have our own desi version of banana bread, which is Mangalore buns, and it's super yummy. So my friend Shriya Shetty, who's actually Chia Shets on Instagram, you should check her out. She put out a super simple recipe, which is basically what you take super ripe bananas, you make a dough with either atta, maida, or depending on what you have at home, sour curd, jeera, and ghee. And then you leave it overnight to ferment, and then the next thing in the morning you deep fry it, and it's simply delicious. So that's really yummy. So everyone should really try out Mangalore buns because they're awesome. So Shriya actually read the story that I wrote on the website, and she got inspired, and she started a hashtag called the Desi Banana on Instagram, and she's been asking people to send in desi recipes for what they do with the banana. And I think that's great because the banana is something that we should own as something that's intrinsically and inherently Indian. And if we don't protect the banana, then I mean, who will? So what I wanted to hear actually from everyone who's listening in is what you do with the banana, because it's an inherently Indian fruit. I wanted to understand what different communities do with the banana. So if anyone who's listening can share with me what they do with banana, that would be super helpful. I'm also just going to take some time to go over comments and questions, and I'm going to share the recipe soon with that's my mother-in-law. Hi. On the page with Delhi Food Box, and I'm gonna, so that everyone can sort of try them out. Does anyone have any questions? I'm loving the puns that are coming in. मैं हूँ अकेला मुझे ना banana. Super interesting. Thank you so much for everyone who's sort of listening in with your comments. Does anyone try or do anything interesting with the banana? Okay, we have Sharon Pinto, who's talking about her favorite paisam, which is of course kheer, and they add banana and jaggery with rice. So Sharon Pinto is from Mangalore, and we have something similar in Kerala as well, where you make a banana paisam. It's really sort of rich and creamy and extremely comforting. And I recommend Sharon, if you have that recipe, you should share it on this page, because it's a super yummy recipe. Does anyone have any questions or any comments about what I spoke about? I'd be happy to answer and take more questions. What's interested me actually is why we don't celebrate the banana more. When mangoes are in season, we talk about the excitement of the first mango, and people put up pictures of beautiful sort of boxes of the mango, and I've done that. I'm guilty on Instagram of doing that as well. But no one really talks about the banana. There are different kinds, of course. There are different kinds of the banana. There's the lychee banana. There's the robusta. So there are a whole variety. Like I said earlier, we have about 670 varieties of kela. So I don't think there's one person who could have tried them all. But I think it's something that we should all sort of try and do. So Dolly Patel says that she loves using banana to make a banana chocolate cake. That's super simple and easy. Dolly, if you have a recipe, I'd love to have that recipe. Sharon is talking about how she goes Western with a banana smoothie every morning. And the best way to start it is to add sunflower seeds and cinnamon. Okay, I didn't think about sunflower seeds in a smoothie, but that sounds actually really interesting. Great, super. Does anyone have any other questions? The banana flour is popular in Bengali cuisines. I did mention that earlier in my talk, Shubhashish. Why is everyone making banana bread right now? Okay, that's a really good question. I think everyone has bananas at home, and people are wondering what to do with them, because the banana is not something that a lot of people can eat just like that. So they like to sort of break it down and digest it in a certain way. And banana is a super simple, really easy sort of way to do that. Banana bread is yummy, it's tasty, and it's great because you use all the really ripe bananas in your fridge or in your house that are looking black and a bit weird. And that's really interesting. Banana oats milkshake. Okay, that's interesting. Shreya is talking about, apart from mocha chop, they also have raw banana and jhol, which is a bong curry, obviously. Shreya, that sounds really interesting. If you can share that with me, I'd be quite interested to know what that is. Samira, I have no data, unfortunately, on how the COVID lockdown has impacted the banana produce. I'm not sure about that as well. Hi, Mona. Mona says that she makes a daily smoothie with bananas with any available berries that she has. The banana is actually a berry. With cashews, cacao powder, arrowroot powder, honey, cinnamon, and oatmeal. Wow, that sounds super healthy. Bananas actually do have a lot of medicinal properties. I mentioned this earlier. So it has a whole bunch of vitamins in it. There's B6, there is manganese, there's vitamin C, there's potassium. So it's really a good, solid sort of fruit to eat. If you're hungry, if you're feeling drained of energy, then the banana is really something that you should definitely try out. Trupti, hi Trupti. The most basic recipe with raw banana is rava fry, but when you don't have any fish, oh, that's a good idea. And also banana chips for life. Of course, bananas are absolutely, banana chips are absolutely amazing. I can eat a whole bag of them, which is why my family really has to sort of monitor how much banana chips I have around me, because if it's around me, it's going to disappear very, very quickly. And yes, that's right, Lena. It is very, very convenient to eat. Susan, I didn't know that there's a banana sherry from Kerala. I should definitely try that out. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm just gonna play a little song for everyone. Cool, awesome. Thank you so much, guys. It's been really funny. It's been really fun to sort of do this talk.